I'm Jamie Pittman, Director of Student Development for the Rawls Career Management Center. In this video, we're going to discuss top 5 job search strategies. Tip number 1 is going to be for you to conduct your own research. Most of the time when you get ready to apply for jobs, you just go to the internet and you start searching and you start applying. I want to encourage you to spend some time before you get into the actual application process to conduct searches to gain information. There are several places that you can go to do this. You can go to any of the larger websites online, in addition to the websites and resources that we're going to teach you about today, such as Handshake. But this is for information gathering only. When you go to these larger websites, it's perfectly fine for you to use keywords and job titles to see what jobs come up and for you to begin looking through those jobs, see what they're called, what are the job titles, what are the names of the jobs that companies are hiring for. Scan the job descriptions, spend some time reading about them, learning more about what kinds of experience the companies are looking for in a candidate. And you should be able to find this in the job description when you're looking for things like skills required, experience required. And the other thing you can find out by conducting this type of research is seeing how many years experience are employers looking for certain kinds of jobs. And a little tip that I want to give you here is I encourage you to apply for any job that you feel like you are qualified for and that you are interested in. As long as they're saying anywhere from 1 to 3 to 5 years experience, I say go ahead and apply. It's on the company and on the recruiters and hiring managers to decide whether or not they want to give you the interview. You definitely don't want to say anything in the application about experience that you don't have, but I encourage you to apply for jobs that are, if you're looking for entry level, I encourage you to apply for those and apply for the ones that you're interested in. But typically you're not going to find a job description that says 0 experience required. So most of the job descriptions are going to list at least 3 to 5 years or 1 to 3 years. And so those are the ones as new graduates that you're going to want to be looking for. And for internships, they're not going to really be looking for any kind of experience in most cases other than just your part-time work that you've already done while in college where you've built some transferable skills. The next thing I suggest you to do is once you find some positions that you're interested in or even companies that you're interested in, I encourage you to go to the company website and see if those same jobs are posted there, which they should be, and see if you can find those job descriptions there and just continue to do some research on the company itself by reading through some of the tabs you would find usually at the top of the company website page, or sometimes you have to scroll down to the bottom. But this is where you're going to get more insight into the actual company versus just the positions that they've posted. Tip number 2 is going to be having an effective resume. I encourage you to just start with the basics and make sure that you have a resume with the formatting that is going to be compatible with what employers are looking for. On average, employers are going to spend about 6 seconds looking at your resume for the first time. So having all the information in the correct places is going to be important. Once you get your formatting down, then you can spend more time going into the actual words inside your resume and making sure that you have everything included that you need to give your best chance of getting the interview. Another reason to have correct formatting is you want to make sure that you're going to be able to pass or break through any applicant tracking system software that may be a part of the application process. And we know here in our Career Management Center, there are certain ways that you need to have the formatting of your resume and make sure that the information is going to be readable if you do happen to come across an applicant tracking system. So this kind of shows you right here what we're looking for formatting wise, and this is, yes, just a very basic resume. But once you get that formatting down and you have the basic information there, then we want you to think about possibly tailoring your resume for the specific job that you're applying for And the way you're going to get this information is by scanning and reading the job descriptions that you are wanting to apply for very carefully. As you are reading those, you're going to begin to pick up on certain keywords and skills that are in multiple job descriptions of the roles that you're looking for. Then you know which words are going to be important that you need to try, if you possibly can, to get inside your resume. Keeping in mind that you can always have more than one working resume. There may be multiple roles that you're wanting to apply for, and they're different. So if that's the case, then it's very likely that you're going to have more than one working resume to use for your applications. So don't let this, get you too fired up. It is a process. And once you do make your resume the way that is formatting wise, the way it needs to be, and when you start incorporating some keywords and also developing your bullet points, you're going to feel very proud of your resume, and you're going to also see that it does increase your chances of getting the interview. We do have multiple workshops on resumes, and we can also help you one-on-one in that area. I do want to touch on cover letters also. One thing that people may not realize about cover letters is that your cover letter needs to be tailored for the job that you're applying for. If they do not ask for a cover letter in the application process, then you don't have to attach a cover letter. I think it's a great way for you to talk more about yourself in ways that you can't possibly get on a resume. But if you are going to use a cover letter for your application, then that cover letter should be tailored to the job you're applying for. Job search tip number 3 is Handshake. Handshake is the software that we use in our office that allows students to connect with us, to track our events, make appointments with us, and also houses our job board, which is a very, very important part of the job search process. One reason that you want to use Handshake as your primary job searching tool is because Handshake is the software that connects students with employers that are specifically looking for students from your school, from the Ross College of Business. So that helps it to be such a smaller applicant pool that's going to really increase your chances of getting noticed and getting that interview. So first of all, you want to make sure that you've claimed your Handshake account. If you are a Ross student, you do have access to Handshake. You just have to go in and claim your account. Then you're going to want to set up your profile as completely as possible. And you can also, there's also places in Handshake where you can go and set up preferences. And also, I want to just take a moment to show you what it looks like in the Handshake view for you to utilize the different resources. Now, let me show you my screen here so we can see what it looks like when you're inside Handshake. And you want to go right over here. As you're setting up your account, it will walk you through, but this is a way to go back into your profile and make sure you have the areas that I mentioned before. My career interest is going to be one of those. So this is a place for you to just kind of walk through and choose some of these settings to help Handshake know what you're looking for. And also make sure that your profile is as complete as possible. Obviously, I've already gone through and set up, this is my fake student account, including a professional looking photo. You're going to want to have all of this information with your major and your year of graduation, your education, and then you're going to go in and add any work experience as well, which, I don't have all of that filled out. But as you can see, this does look like some other platforms that we're going to talk about in just a moment, but it's completely separate and it does need to be filled out as much as possible. The more your profile is filled out, the more that you're going to get use out of it. And also it's going to help employers to be able to know more about you and contact you. This My Journey section is important as well. It's a place for you to kind of explain like what you're looking for, what are you passionate about, any particular experiences or skills that you have that you want to mention. If you want to put what you're looking for as far as an internship or full-time role, you want to make sure you keep this section updated. Don't forget about it in the future because you want to keep that information current. We also have an events tab over here where you can track all of our events, which is very important. Things like career fair coming up. And there is a jobs tab. So one of the most important things about Handshake is when you are searching in Handshake, you're going up against a smaller applicant pool. And that's why it gives you a lot better chance of getting the interview that you're wanting and hopefully getting that job first internship or full-time job. So I want to show you here what the jobs tab looks like. You can use keywords to search. You can search by location. You can search by major. You can also search just whether or not you're looking for internship or full-time. And I also want to show you quickly here how you can really dig in and use some of the resource features from Handshake. So this is an example of going through an actual event. So I'm going to go ahead and just go into the fall career fair and show you what that view looks like. So from here, you could go ahead and click on all employers. And then this gives you a list of all of the employers that have registered so far for career fair. So you're going to want to keep up with this because obviously we will continue to add employers prior to the career fair day. But I want to show you another thing that's nice is by actually clicking into the employer pages, you get even more information here. And this is what I mean by really utilizing the resources that Handshake provides. So as we go into this employer page, there's not only is listed the overview of the company, but there's reviews from other students. Also may give you information on possible information for interviews and shows you also what jobs they have posted. You can go ahead and continue to go down here and read. There's excerpts from other students, even contact information here. So right here, it's giving you a contact for probably a recruiter for this company, giving you their email address. You're not going to find that kind of information on any other job site, that's for sure. But it's nice to give you a chance to go ahead and read a little bit about the company. Not only that, you can use this as an opportunity to follow the company. So you'll see in different areas of Handshake where there's a star. If you follow that company, then Handshake's going to know that you're interested and it's going to send you information about that company. So for instance, when they are coming to a career fair or they posted a job, then it's going to give you information about that. But I also encourage you to go ahead and come down here and look a little bit further even. So now you can see students who have worked for this company. So you can kind of flip through there. You even have the opportunity to possibly message these students who have worked for the company to interact with them, network with them, and find out information. So this is a lot of things that people don't realize that you can get out of Handshake. So it is a very, very powerful job searching tool. And we wanted to make sure that you see some of these, what we might call hidden features. Then of course you've got your inbox here with, you want to make sure you're reading your messages because recruiters will use Handshake to reach out to you and try to connect with you. So that's important. And also to use the Career Center tab so that you can connect with the Career Center and make appointments with us and let us help you out with anything you might need. Job searching strategy number 4 is utilizing LinkedIn. Step 1 is to complete your LinkedIn profile if you don't already have one. If you do have a LinkedIn profile, it's great to go in and see if there's any areas that you need to refresh or any new information that you may need to add. You can think of LinkedIn as your online resume, but that's not all that LinkedIn can do for you. It's also your professional online presence, making yourself available to be contacted by recruiters looking to fill positions. LinkedIn is a great way to build your network with Texas Tech or Rawls alumni and many other business professionals. If you want more information on how to create an effective LinkedIn profile, we have another video on YouTube about how to create your profile. Now let's take a look at my screen so that I can show you some more other tips and tricks. You're now looking at my LinkedIn profile, and this is what's considered to be in edit mode. We're not going to go through each of the sections because, as I mentioned earlier, we have all of that information in another one of our YouTube videos. I want to show you some ways that you can utilize LinkedIn in your job search. I want to start by going to this section here called Open To, and you can click here, and if you would like, you can go ahead and choose Finding a New Job. And from here, it's going to give you some other information that you can add. You can go ahead and add certain job titles that you would be looking for. Again, Anytime you're using LinkedIn to work for you, this is when you're really going to think about how important your words are. And we call these keywords because this is how pretty much the system runs. It's running on keywords, and job titles are very much a part of those keywords. So you can add some job titles here. You can also put whether or not you want to be on-site or hybrid or remote. And then I would also consider adding all of the locations that you would be interested in working in. You don't have to just put one location. So as far as your start date, well, that's kind of up to you if you want to put so immediately. That's not really true if you are, going to be a future graduate. So you could go ahead and just leave that blank if you'd like. But you could go ahead and put full-time or internship here. And then you can also set your visibility. So you can set your visibility to be recruiters only, or you could also put it for all LinkedIn members. Keeping in mind that if you do choose this one right here, it is going to add this green open to work banner onto your profile photo. This is totally up to you whether or not you want that to be. You could go ahead and just do recruiters only, and then it's not going to affect your profile photo. Then you would save that information. And I'm not going to save that because I am not currently looking for a job and don't plan to. I'm very happy in my job. So that's one way to start right there, is by just selecting that to show that you're open to work. Now I want to go ahead and go into the jobs tab here. Okay, and when you click on that, there's so many ways that you can search for jobs. As you can see here, you can go by job title, you can go by skill, keywords, company, you can put your major in. There's so many different ways that you can job search. I'm going to go ahead and just put a keyword here of finance. Of course, there's going to be lots of opportunities that come in. But let's go ahead and scroll down here. Dillards recruits with us, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Dillards, and I just want to show you all the information that's inside of LinkedIn. So now I've clicked on Dillards, and it's showing the corporate staff accountant. Okay, so that is the job, and then it's got a job description listed here, which, as I've talked about before, it's very good for you to read through jobs descriptions to gather information. But also, this information right here is giving you just some great information. You don't really notice, but this right here is a link to Dillard's LinkedIn page. Okay, so that's a very important link right there. Another important link I want to show you is 50 school alumni work here. So if I click here, okay, then it's going to take and show me either Texas Tech alumni or Rawls alumni. In your case, I'm not a Rawls student, so it doesn't have me connected as a Rawls student, but you as a Rawls student, it's going to also show you Rawls connections. So first I want to go ahead and just click on the Dillards link right there so that you can see how it takes you to the company page. This gives you the opportunity to follow the company, and I highly recommend any companies that you are interested in working for that you do go and find them on LinkedIn, whether it's through the jobs tab or just the search function, and go ahead and follow that company. Then you can obviously see anything that they've posted, okay, about the company, post, jobs that they have posted, but also want to take a look at the people tab. Click on people, and now you can see that there are several filters here that you can use to actually search for people. So if you wanted to try to connect with someone that graduated from the Rawls College of Business, you could look here at where they studied. But as you scroll down, you can see that Texas Tech University is listed, but Rawls College of Business is not. So you could go ahead and just put that in the search box. And now we see that it does come up as part of the filter, and you could click on this, and now you see a possibility of 6 people who graduated from the Rawls College of Business that have or currently work for Dillards. And you could use this as a way to connect with them or possibly send them a message to ask them questions about what it's like to work at Dillards, or what is a possible way to get your foot in the door. Another avenue for utilizing LinkedIn is to follow or be a part of groups. So for instance, you could go ahead and just put in the search bar, let's say finance groups, and then you can see that a whole list of groups come up that you could join. and then be a part of to take part in different discussions and network with other professionals. Coming in fifth on job search strategies is networking. A great way to track who you've connected with would be to utilize a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet will not only help you track connections, but will also help you track jobs that you've applied for, interviews you've scheduled, and any follow-up attempts that you may have made with recruiters. When networking, consider asking for informational interviews. A great place to start is with Texas Tech or Rawls alumni. Many times, these professionals are happy to answer questions you may have about best practices or even tips in getting your foot in the door of a certain company. Networking can be a little intimidating, but with some practice, your confidence will grow. I want to leave you with one final bonus strategy, utilizing the services of the Rawls Career Management Center. Don't forget that we are here to help you on topics such as resume review, learning how to navigate and use Handshake, looking at your LinkedIn profile, and also helping you with mock interviews.